everybody, it's Ariella. It's a beautiful day up here at the ranch, and you know, when it gets a little breezy but it's sunny and warm, it makes me want to just be able to sit outside and read a book. And so I thought, wouldn't it be fun to come read a book to all of you from the 4-story treehouse? So here's our 4-story treehouse, and I'm going to climb on up. So come on, let's climb. Story number 1. I'm helping Lairden. Here we are, all the way at the top. Check out the view. This way is Big Springs. The laundry is over here. Over this direction, High Trails Ranch for girls. The Interbarn. The story I'm going to read to you is one of my favorite books. It's called The Little Fur Family by Margaret Wise Brown. It's one of my favorite books to read to my kids when they were little, and I love it because it reminds me of being at camp. There was a little fur family, warm as toast, smaller than most, in little fur coats, and they lived in a warm wooden tree. The little fur father said good morning one day, put on his hat, and went away, out into his little fur world. The little fur mother bathed her fur child, and off he went to play in the wild wood where they lived. It was a wild, wild wood. Wildflowers grew all over the ground, and wild winds blew through the air. Wild nuts fell from the wild nut trees, and wild grass tickled the fur child's nose. Tickled his nose and made him sneeze. Ker-chew! Ker-chew! That sneeze woke up his grandpa, who lived in a hollow stump. And Grandpa came walking, thump, 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 and walked out of his hollow stump and said, "Bless you, my little fur grandson, every time you sneeze." Hoo-choo! "Bless you," said the little fur child. "Thank you," said his grandpa. And then old Grandpa went and walked back into his hollow stump. And the little fur child went on through the dark and sunny woods till he came to a little river full of fish. The fish didn't have any fur, and they didn't have any feet, and they swam around under the river. The little fur child watched them for a long time. Then he reached in the river and pulled out a fish and looked at it. And then, kerplunk, he threw it back in the river. He reached into the air and he caught a flying bug and he held it in his hand and he looked at it. The bug didn't have any fur. It was shiny and had little wings. And then, zip, he threw it back in the air. Then he caught a little tiny, tiny fur animal, the littlest fur animal in the world. It had warm, silky fur and even a little fur nose. So he kissed it right on its little fur nose and put it gently back in the grass. And the little tiny, tiny fur animal ran down a hole into the ground. The sun went down beyond the river. The sky grew wild and red. And the little fur child turned around and ran for home. And just as the darkness got very dark, he bumped into his big fur mother, and she took her little fur child home in her arms and gave him his supper. And there was his father, who put him to bed, and they tucked him in bed, all soft and all warm. And they held his paw, and they sang him a song. Sleep, sleep, our little fur child, out of the windiness, out of the wild. Sleep warm in your fur, all night long in your little fur family. This is a song. The end. Thanks for joining me in the treehouse for a little story time. Hope you're having a great day. Bye.